At least 2 crew members of a Tu-95 MS bomber were killed in an attack on the Russian strategic aviation airbase Engels in the Saratov region. This was reported by the Telegram channel KRYMSKY Viter. According to published data, the captain, co-pilot Ivan Sidorov and warrant officer Ilya Baikin were killed. There was no indication whether they were in the bomber at the time. It happens like this: you fly, bomb and shell peaceful cities, kill people, bring grief. And then a friendly drone flies in and says, "Good evening, we are from Ukraine," and you get a ticket to Kobzon, the report says. Satellite imagery obtained by the war zone confirms that ammunition and weapon storage bunkers at Russia's Engels air base were destroyed in a Ukrainian drone attack on Thursday. The attack resulted in a massive fireball and mushroom cloud. A high-resolution image, taken by Maxar Technologies, shows most of the damage occurred at storage areas about a mile east of the runway. At least a dozen storage facilities and other nearby buildings were destroyed in the attack. It also created several large craters. The severe damage was caused by massive secondary explosions when the drones detonated explosive ordnance stored there. Targeting munition storage areas for their secondary effects is a common tactic used by both sides when employing standoff weaponry. There were claims on Russian Telegram channels that a Tu-95 MS Barrage bomber may have been damaged by shrapnel, but there is no indication in the satellite images of major damage to aviation assets at the base. Still, shrapnel damage without secondary effects would not show up in this resolution of imagery, so it is possible. According to Ukrainian accounts, there were 3 Tu-95 MS Barrage and 2 Tu-160 Blackjack strategic bombers at Engels when the drone struck. An Il-76 Candid airlifter had also recently arrived. Ukrainian intelligence revealed new details of the recent operation in Crimea. New footage of the operation has been released. Technological battle on the peninsula, the defeat of Russian radar stations is recorded on the footage. Intelligence showed how the drone of the special unit Ghosts escaped a missile strike. The drone dodged a missile from the Russian Panzer S-1 complex and continued its attack. Recall that these days Ukraine's defense intelligence carried out strikes on Russian air defense systems in temporarily occupied Crimea, rendering them ineffective. Ukraine's defense intelligence reported the information. For several days, the occupiers in temporarily occupied Crimea were shaken by an unprecedented roar. Their costly air defense systems proved powerless against the precise strikes of Ukraine's defense intelligence, the report says. Among the destroyed air defense systems, 48 Ya-6, K-1 Podlet, 2 units, 1 L-125 Niobium SV, 2 units, 39 N-6 Kasta 2x10 squared, 3 units, 9 C-19 Ginger, NATO designation, High Screen, Nebo SV, S-300VM, Nebo M, 59 N-6, Protivnik GE, Mice radar. Additionally, the strikes targeted and damaged an S-300 SV launcher, command posts of the ST-68 radar, the 39 N-6 Kasta 2x10 squared radar. Furthermore, 3 Panzer S-1 anti-aircraft missile and gun systems, a C-42-36 project transport and towing vessel, the universal tugboat Fedor Yuryapin, and a Russian Mi-8 helicopter were also hit. New footage has emerged of fire at an oil refinery in Russia's southern Krasnodar region after a second explosion occurred following a fuel spill in one of its tanks. The second explosion occurred while an attempt was being made to extinguish the fire. 2 firefighters were injured as a result of fire. Some 456 firefighters and 181 special equipment have been deployed to extinguish the fire, which spread over an area of 10,000 square meters. Local residents who filmed the footage said the fire had spread throughout the entire area of the plant. It should be noted that a Ukrainian kamikaze drone strike on March 19 damaged a pipeline connecting the tanks. The plant had to temporarily suspend operations. Located 400 kilometers from the front line with Ukraine, the plant has an annual production capacity of 6.6 million tons.
Рядом стоят, вот сейчас весь дым, знаете, от стерн идет, походу, карбонутрение. Очень напряженная. Вот так вот. Взорвалась вся база. Все горит. Очень страшно.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and his Czech counterpart Petr Pavel honored fallen soldiers at the memorial of the Moschun defenders on Friday. According to Associated Press, the leaders observed a minute of silence for the Ukrainian defenders who died during the Battle of Moschun in March 2022. During the moment of silence, the names of 118 soldiers who died in the battle were read out.
We have created it to memorize all the heroes that died, so 125 fallen soldiers who sacrificed their lives in order to lives here. They will also be memorized at this memorial. Also, you can see here there is the QR code that was created, but they were unsuccessful because we also Ukrainian armed forces from Russian 35th Army and 36th Army started from the Belarus, because Russians, when they were not successful, they just had the artillery shelling.